Good evening, everybody. How you doing today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. Nice to have you with us for this Monday, the 23rd day of October, the year 2017. And of course, as always, this is Andrew Perry coming to you live and at you from the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for tuning in. I'm coming to you live from the campus of Long Island University. And I hope you guys having a tremendous weekend. As for me, let's just say it was a very, very rough weekend. Especially for yours truly. Because every team I voted for lost. But nonetheless, I'm here talking with you with sports. But in all seriousness, I hope you guys had a tremendous weekend. We have a busy show for you today. As expected, we we'll talk about the Giants today. We'll talk about the Jets. We'll talk about USC. And if we have a little time, we'll add some Michigan football into it. But we'll begin with the Yankees' disappointing loss in the seventh game of the NBA of the Game 7 in the National League Championship Series, as the Houston Astros will move on to the World Series to face the Dodgers this Tuesday at Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium. And before we get into all that, let me just congratulate the Houston Astros. They were sensational. They played tremendous baseball. Game 6 and 7, they were the better team, no question about it. They out-hit the Yankees, obviously. They out-pitched the Yankees. They just had more energy and more depth. And when they came back home, Game 6, they really erupted in a big way. So congratulations to the Houston Astros. Now, let's move on. Now, let's talk about that 6th and 7th game of the American League Championship Series. And let's just face it, the Yankees had no answers for Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander pretty much Aaron Judd in Game 6 hit one home run, and it became 1-7. But let's be honest, from the moment the Yankees left guys on base, I think it was the first or second inning. I'm not too sure in the 7th game. But when that moment happened, you knew right there they wasn't winning this game. They wasn't winning this game at all, and they're pitching. The Yankees for the most part was looking impatient on the plate in the 7th game, Game 6 and 7. They was trying to do too much instead of let the moment happen. They was swinging at bad pitches after bad pitches, after bad pitches, and Charlie Morton, in my opinion, they didn't have his stuff. They didn't have his quote unquote good stuff that good pitchers had. He didn't have what Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander was again amazing in Game 6, and in the 7th game, the Yankees just helped him out. They really did. But let's just also, with CC Sabathia, I know CC Sabathia, I don't know about you guys. I think CC Sabathia didn't get the benefit of the doubt in the 7th game. He was not getting a lot. He did not get his call his way. And part of it has something to do with being a homer. He wasn't getting the calls that he wanted. Because I saw some balls that should have been called strikes. But then again, CC Sabathia did not really pitch well. He didn't have a CC Sabathia game he had in Game 3 or Game 4. or should I say in the past, Game 3 or Game 4, like I said, Game 3 or 4, right around there. But nonetheless, he did not have a CC Sabathia game that we know him to have. And he couldn't, the Yankees couldn't do nothing with the bat or the pitcher. And it was just, overall, the gas just ran out for the Yankees. There's no way around it. But with that said, Yankee fans, I understand you should be disappointed, and you should be. But look at the bright side, though. Nobody, including yours truly, expected you guys to get this far. Yes, you guys were playing with house money. Yes, you failed to close the season. Let this be a lesson to you guys. And then one thing I love about this Yankees team as well, they did not live in the moment. And that is a positive sign. That is really positive. That they did not live in the moment. They did not care. They just played baseball and have fun. And that's what I love about this Yankees team. They really had fun. They didn't really care about the moment. They just let it go. And y'all was one win away from getting to the World Series, but you listen. The last time this team was like this was, let's be honest, the 1995 Yankees come to mind. Remember, this 95 Yankees team, even though I was like 11 years old, I was 10 years old, but this is not about me. That's besides the point. But nonetheless, the Yankees was very. No one expected the Yankees to get this far, but they got to the division series. Even if they were to lose, if they were to lose to Cleveland Indians, it was still a great season. This was a hell of a season for a team who traded Andrew Miller, Chapman, even though they brought Chapman back, Carlos Beltran, they let Alex Rodriguez walk, Andrew Miller, and Brian McCann, who's sticking to the Yankees. And think about this, in the trading deadline, they could have gotten Justin Verlander. So, for the most part, the Yankees had a hell of a season. But now, expectation, can you imagine off-season? Expectation for the Yankees is going to be very, very high to get to the World Series. And if they have the same result they did next season, it would be a truly disappointing season. Would Judd be a repeat of himself, or would it be a big letdown? And next season will be promising. It really have. So that we'll look forward to in the postseason. Now, as far as the World Series is concerned, we'll talk about the matchups tomorrow. But I would tell you, we have two best pitching going at it in both American and National League tomorrow in the Game 1 of the World Series. And add this note too. The Houston Astros are the first team to represent two leagues in the World Series. The National League in 2005 and this year as the American League. Because remember, the last time they went to the World Series, they were in a National League Central team with the Cardinals, the Reds, the Cubs, and the Milwaukee Brewers. And now they go there as an American League West team. And a 100-win team, I might add it. And this will be the first time that an American 200-win team in the face each other in the World Series. I believe this is the first time ever. I'm not too sure, but maybe I could be wrong. But as for the Yankees, this has been a really fun ride. It really was a fun ride. Disappointing, but it was a fun ride. Now, let's move on to an abysmal football weekend. And let's start with the Jets. Now, the Jets, who was leading 28-14 going to the fourth quarter. Jay Cutler had another Jake Cutler game, as you would call it, when he thrown for an interception. Two, I believe. One to Ray and one to Hamid Wilkerson, the birthday boy, yesterday. But the Jets, for the most part, defense played well to get to the game. The problem is they could have in the fourth quarter. They could have kept the Dolphins off the field. And let's be honest, the Jets, not 3, 4 timeouts. And even though let's go straight to the tie. They had 4 timeouts. They had 3 timeouts. Everything in your favor. Caveman Noun, who really had a stellar game, 27 out of 29 attempts, thrown for 205 yards, 3 touchdowns, and what he threw you one thing, as he threw a pick at the 35-yard line, and I don't know what in God's green earth he was going with that football, but that was crucial. And from that point on, the Dolphins was going to win that game. You cannot, you should be in the league long enough to know, if you don't see, you gotta run for the first down. You have to run for the first down. You cannot throw a play, especially up right in the front of the defense. He just threw it to him right there. And from that point on, the Jets threw the game away. They only had 1 score in the first half. 1. And the Dolphins kicked the field goal. Boom.